That is the answer. Okay, but we should solve now.
Yes, sir.
Simply we cannot take like this now.
Yes, sir.
What isotope is it is? Freundlich
Fat.
adsorption isotope.
Yes, sir.
Right. First, we take uh, uh, this one whiteboard as usual. What is the Freundlich adsorption isotope?
X by
X
M
by
is equal
equal
to
to
K plus
Kp
P
to the
by N.
power 1 by n.
N, yes, sir.
If we take log values, that is log x by m is equal to
Log K
log k plus
plus 1 by N times of P log P.
1 by n log p we can take. Here slope is what ra?
1 by N is the slope, sir.
1 by n is the
Slope.
slope. Here 1 by n we can write like 2 by 4 from the graph.
Yes, sir.
It is 1 by 2. Then if you take x by m is equal to k into p to the power 1 by n. This 1 by n value only 1 by 2. This we can write like x by m is proportional to p to the power 1 by 2 we can take. Where is this? Where it is available?
Option 3, sir.
Option 3, yeah. Yes, p to the power 1 by 2 we can take. Is it clear? Right. Then come to the next one. Which of the following is the strongest acid? Which one is the strongest acid actually? Any idea regarding this? Bromoform, iodoform, chloroform, then tricyanidomethane. Which one? Which one we can select? I can go with
Iodoform.
the one which looks odd here is this particular one. Which one? CH CN taken thrice. This one, which on dissociation or ionization, we can write CN taken thrice plus H plus we can take. This one we can consider like the negative charge of conjugate base. Which is conjugate base? This particular one is the conjugate base is extensively, we can see extensively delocalized. It is extensively delocalized through C triple bond N group. It is extensively delocalized through C triple bond N group. That is the reason we can expect here the strongest acid will be, we can take the third one because the other cases there is no resonance. Correct? Getting what I'm speaking here? Purnima.
Yes, sir.
Right. Uma.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So when we arrange in the decreasing order of strong acid, we get after CHCN3, we get CHI3, no, sir?
Generally.
Yes, sir.
Right. Here you see the fifth question. What is the fifth question? The ore which does not contain copper. Correct? Now let us take the options. First one is copper pyrites. The second one is malachite. The third one is azurite. And the fourth one is dolomite. Okay. For this we write the formulas. Copper pyrites formula is what? copper pyrites, the formula is CuFeS2, first one, and the second one is malachite. Malachite formula CuCO3, then CuOH taken twice we can take. Then the next one is azurite. This azurite you can write like 2 CO taken thrice dot CuOH taken twice, and the dolomite. The dolomite formula is MgCO3 dot CaCO3. Which one is the answer? The dolomite is the answer, where we cannot see the copper composition. Where this dolomite is available? Option C, it is available.
Sir,
Okay.
the ore that contains both iron and copper is
That contains both the iron and copper.
copper pyrites.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, okay.
Copper.
I thought like me remaining all copper is there. Okay, right. Then copper pyrites is the answer, because in copper pyrites we can see both copper as well as iron. That is why we can call it as copper pyrites. Actually, this question is covering with some our screen sharing, that and all it is covering. That is the reason I thought it is like that only. Okay, no problem. Even I framed one more question here. That's all. Now come to this one. For emission line of atomic hydrogen from N1 is equal to 8 and NF is equal to N, the plot of wave number, that is nu bar versus 1 by N square will be, whereas R will be the Rydberg constant. R will be the Rydberg constant. What equation we can take here for this? We can take like a nu bar is equal to nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda is equal to 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square into RH into Z square will be taking. This formula idea is there.
Yes, sir.
Nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda is equal to 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square into RH into Z square. Here we don't consider Z square because it is not there in the data. Means this we can neglect from this. Then if I take this one, 1 by n1 square means I'll be taking 1 by 8 square. N2 they give like 1 by n square into RH I'll be taking. Into RH I'll be taking. Now the same step we can write like 1 by 64 minus 1 by n square into RH I can write a, yes, we can write this particular one. We can also write like RH by 64 minus RH by n square we can write. RH by n square we can write. Then the same thing we can write like nu bar is equal to minus RH into 1 by n1 square plus RH by 64 I can write. This equation is appearing like y is equal to mx plus c we can write. Here what is the slope here? The slope is equal
N.
to minus
N
RH
is
we
RH.
minus RH we can take. Whether this minus RH is there or not there? Yes. Linear with the slope minus RH it is given. That only we are going to consider. Okay. Now
So when do we get non-linear, sir?
Depending on the equation we write, ra. Okay, we don't go much with these mathematical things here. Depending on the equations, we'll take generally y is equal to mx plus c. Mostly in our syllabus, we get linear graphs only, ra. Non-linear, very rarely we used to see, ra. Okay, right. Now come to this one. What is this actually? The isotopes of hydrogen are. What are the isotopes of hydrogen? What are the isotopes of hydrogen here? What we can take here? Protium.
Deuterium and tritium.
Third option. Protium, deuterium, and tritium. What is the symbol for a protium? You can write like for a protium. You can write 1H1 for protium and 1D2 for deuterium and 1T3 for tritium. 1T3 for tritium. This is tritium and this one is deuterium and this one will be a protium. We can take protium, deuterium, tritium we can take. Right. Now come to the next question, that is 24th question. According to molecular orbital theory, what is given in the question actually? Read the question. One of you read the question. Uma, you read the question, Ra.
Okay, sir. According to molecular orbital theory, which of the following is true with respect to lithium and lithium, sir?
Lithium 2 plus and lithium 2 minus.
Minus.
Correct. Lithium 2 plus and lithium 2 minus. Right. Which one we can consider here? First we will take Li2 plus and Li2 minus. First.
Unstable, sir.
What, madam? Purnima?
Unstable, sir.
Right. Which one will see that? Both are unstable, you are telling, huh?
Yes, sir.
Right. We will see that whether it is stable or unstable, we see that now. Li2 plus and Li2 minus is given, no? Let us take that. Now, first if you take Li2 plus, sorry, Li2 plus, I'll be taking like this. The other one is Li2 minus. Li2 plus means what? Sigma 1s. Total how many electrons? 6 electrons. Li2 means 6 electrons. Li2 plus means 5 electrons we can take. Then first I'll be taking sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, then sigma 2s1. What is the bond order here? Bond order is equal to 3 minus 2 by 2 only, na? That is 1 by 2 we can take. 1 by 2 we can take. Correct? Now, Li2 minus means sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, 336 na sigma star 2s1. 4 bonding electrons. Bond order is equal to 4 minus 3 by 2. Here also we'll be taking 1 by 2. But both are having what? Same bond order. But anti-bonding electrons. If you take anti-bonding electrons, where it is less? Anti-bonding electrons are less in
Lithium 2.
Li2 plus than Li2 minus. Li2 minus. Then which one is more stable? Here 2 anti-bonding electrons and here we can see 3 anti-bonding electrons. Means I can tell that the Li2 plus is stable than Li2 minus I can take a Li2 plus is stable, then Li2 minus we can take. For this, let us go with the question. Li2 plus is
How
stable.
to find bond order, sir?
Bond order, number of bonding electrons minus number of anti-bonding, you can take no Nb minus Na by 2. Formula is there, no?
Yes, sir.
That only it took here, because you all know regarding this, that is a straight away it took. Bonding electrons is how much here? 3 ra. Anti-bonding 2 ra. 3 minus 2 by 2, 1 by 2 ra. Here also bonding 2 plus 2 4 ra. Anti-bonding 2 plus 1 3 ra. That is 4 minus 3 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2 I took ra. Got it what I am telling here? See, bond order, actually the reason to use MOT is the magnetic behavior, as well as bond order we can calculate by using this MOT theory. Okay, getting?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Right, Ra. Now let us go with the next question, Ra. Now here our option is option 2, Ra. Okay, now come to this 25th one. The major product among the following is, right, the major product among the following, what we can expect. Let us see that what we are going to do here. First it is taken like KOH, and the second one it is taken like CrO3H plus, and third one it is taking like H2SO4 is given here. Okay, now come to this particular one. First I'll be taking the equation, then we get an idea how to approach this. First I'll be taking this particular one, which is a reactant. Now Br, I'll be taking like this. Br, this Br, when it reacts with the KOH, it is going to display, sir, it is going to substitute with the help of KOH. As usual, we are writing Br, it is not electrophilic substitution. That is why no disturbance from here. We can take like this. This is OH. This OH CrO3H plus. What is this CrO3H plus? We can call this as a Jones reagent. CrO3 in the presence of H2SO4, we call it as Jones reagent. This OH part is converting into water, carboxylic acids. This one I can take like this. Here I'll be taking Br as usual, and I'll be taking like this. Then OH I'll be taking, and double bond O we can take. Now, if you treat them with H2SO4, that is dehydration, the final product will be getting like this. That is oxygen, bromine is here, and I can take like this. Then I'll be taking like this. Finally, the final product will be like this. The ring is closing because of this. Then if you look at the options where it is available, that one is available option 1.
One, sir.
Option 1
One.
we can take. Right.
Sir,
Tell me, Ra.
sir, in first step, sir, stable
Ra.
carbocation will be secondary carbon.
Which one, Ra? That is why I did not draft, Ra. Wait, Ra.
Yes.
Where, Ra? Here, Ra.
Yes.
Here it is just aqueous KOH, no, Ra. Aqueous KOH means what substitution, Ra? Nucleophile, na? Nucleophile substitution, it is generally SN2, SN1 if you take, you are telling carbocation stability. SN2 if you take, primary alkyl halides undergo SN2 only, Ra. That is why I am taking like this, Ra. Suppose in place, if you consider SN1, that time we go with your option, Ra. Okay, Vakavya?
Yes, sir.
Right, Ra. Right. Now, come to the next question, Ra. Aluminium usually, read this question, Uma.
Okay, sir. Aluminum is the usually found in +3 oxidation state. In contrast, thallium exists in +1 and +3 oxidation state. This is due to
And they due to what actually?
mm,
Kavya, due to what actually? I can
Inert.
go very good. Inert pair effect, Ra.
net pair effects.
Inert pair effect. Because if you see the 13th group elements, 13th group elements, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium, if you take the configuration, we can take like NS2, NP1. But if you see the heavier members here, the +1 state is more stable because of inert pair effect. What is the meaning of inert pair effect? The non-participation of, what is that? The non-participation of s electrons in bonding. Non-participation of s electrons in bonding due to the pore shielding effect of, due to pore shielding effect of d and f electrons, due to the pore shielding effect of d and f electrons, we can see the +1 oxidation state because it is going to show a pore shielding effect. That time if you take s and p electrons, the s will be close to the nucleus, it gets attracted toward the nucleus. Because of that, it is not available for bonding. Then only one p electron is available, that is available for the bond formation with the thallium. That is the reason in the p block elements down the group, the low oxidation state is favorable because of inert pair effect. But whereas if you take the d block elements down the group, the higher oxidation state is more stable, we can take. In d block, the higher oxidation state is more stable, we can say. Clear? Getting what I'm telling? Right. Now, come to the next question. That is question number 26 or 27. Right. Now, what is this, Ra? Purnima, read the question, Ra. Purnima. Purnima,
Yes, sir.
read the question, Ra.
The increasing order of pKa of the following amino acid in aqueous solution is
Okay. What is the names of these acids? Actually, GLY
glycine,
is glycine, ASP is aspartate,
acetic acid,
then L is
lysine,
lysine, and ARG RG9.
and
ARG is
arginine.
RG9. Now I'll be giving the pKa value. See, this type of questions comes means difficult only. Remembering all these things are difficult only. Lysine, the pKa value we can write like 9.8. RG9, ARGININE, RG9, that value is 10.8. And aspartate, if you take that value is 3, we can take. Whereas glycine, if you consider, its value is 6. Right. Now, if you look at these options, which one is correct regarding this? Look at that and tell me. Aspartate, how much it is given? 3. Glycine, how much it is given? 6. Then lysine, how much it is given? 9.8. Then arginine, 10.8. That is why I'm going with option 3. Option 3 we can take. Okay. Getting? Just it is like a theory based question. Directly we can go with that. Now consider the reversible isothermal expansion of an ideal gas in a closed system at two different temperatures, that is T1 and T2, where T1 is less than T2. T1 is less than T2. The correct graphical depiction of the dependence of work done on the final volume is which one, Ra? Which one you can take? Tell me. Which one you can take? Which one? Any idea is there? Hmm? No,
No, sir.
right.
No, sir.
Now first I go with option A. This type of thinking is difficult for NEET students. It is easy for main students. Even for them also difficult only to some extent. Now you take this. First we are telling a gas is expanding, no? A gas expands. A gas expands from V1 to Vira. V1 to V at T1 and V2 to V at T2. Means I'm talking about two different temperatures. Two different temperatures. First I'll be using the equation at T1. What we can write? The W1 is equal to nRT1 I can take. nRT1 ln V by V1 from the equation. Instead of log I am taking V ln I am taking, which is equal to nRT ln V minus ln V1 I can take. Similarly, at the temperature T2, we can take like W2 is equal to nRT2 ln V by V2 we can take. V by V2 we can take. This we can write like nRT ln V minus ln V2 we can take. ln V2 we can take. Right. Now, generally, we are taking for W1 and W2. Na? If you take this one, nRT2 will be greater than nRT1, we can write nRT1 we can write. Here we can take like T2 greater than T1 we can take. T2 greater than T1 we can take. When temperature will be higher, automatically we can tell that the slope of the W2 will be greater when compared to slope of W1. The slope of W1 we can take and thus even when slope consideration, even if you take intercept, the intercept of the V2 will be higher. W2 will be higher. That is W2 will be more negative than W1 because here we can see that V2 will be greater than V1. V2 will be greater than V1 we can take. That is the reason if you look at the graphs, right? When we look at the graphs, we can see that the graphs which are showing the slopes here, the first graph only it is showing like that W versus LNV graph, it is showing like that, right? There where we can see more slopes here. The other cases it is not like that. Okay, getting now. Come to the question number 29. 29, you see here, they gave one small small thing here. Decreasing order of basicity, they are asking. Ra. How you can decide the decreasing order of basicity? Ra? You tell me this. Suppose if it is amines and all, easily you can write. Here also it is amines only. The first one is pyridine, the second one is pyrrole, and the third one is some other compound is given, right? NH is given, there is no benzene ring like that, right? What is this actually? How will you decide the basicity here? Now first we take the structures one by one. That is first one I'll be taking like this. The first one will be like this, it is given. This is what I said, ra, pyridine, ra. This pyridine is like this. The second one will be pyrrole. Pyrrole only ado. Yes, that is pyrrole only. The third one only, just that is there in the mind, it is not coming. What is the name of the compound? That we'll see, and we'll be taking like this. I'll be taking like this for this one. Right, this only given. In third one, what is the hybridization of nitrogen? The nitrogen hybridization is sp3 hybridization. And in the first one, what is the hybridization? We can take a sp2 hybridization. And in the second one, you can take the involvement of lone pair of electrons in the resonance. In the resonance we can take, resonance we can take this pyrrole, we can take very clearly like this, and here we can show that the involvement of lone pair of electrons in the resonance, right? Now generally when S character is more, we are telling that more acidic behavior like this we saw in ethine, correct? Now here opposite case will be taking. Why means this is basic character. In sp ethane is going to show acidic behavior, idea is there? Ethine is going to show acidic behavior because of C triple bond C will be taking. Here sp hybridization means 50% S character and 50% P character we are going to take. More the S character, easily we can displace hydrogen. Now I am going with the opposite. First one is sp3 I am going. Yes, P3 is going to show more basic character, followed by sp2 and followed by the lone pair of electrons. That is why I'm going with the option 2. Right? Getting what I'm speaking here, Purnima?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
Now
sir.
come to the next one. The compounds A and B in the following reactions. What compounds we can expect? Let us see this also. What compounds generally, when AgCN is there, we expect isocyanide. Means our answer either C or D. Which one is that? We'll decide now. Okay, we can ignore first two options. Then directly we can take that equation. Then we'll get an idea how exactly we can do this. This one I'll be taking benzene. When this benzene reacts with HCHO, HCHO in the by HCl combination, it is producing CH2Cl. What is the name of CH2Cl? What is the name of this compound here? The CH2Cl.
Benzyl chloride.
Very good. Benzyl chloride. Benzylic halides. Benzylic chloride I can take. This benzylic chloride, when it reacts with AgCN, it is giving benzylic cyanide only. That is A benzylic isocyanide we can take CH2 NC we can take. This is isocyanide we can take. Benzylic isocyanide we can take. Okay, this is the answer. With this, we completed one full mains paper and one full NEET paper. Okay, Purnima, any doubts are there? So far, we completed 45 plus 30, 75 questions we completed. 75 questions we completed. Then I go with new PPT. With that, we can see the another previous year this thing what questions we can see. Okay, 1 minute. 2018. Right. Right. Now see the first question. Read this question, Kavya.
The correct order of N nitrogen compounds in its decreasing order of oxidation states.
Very good. The correct order of decreasing oxidation state. What compounds are there? You take first HNO3, N2, NO, NH4Cl. First I'll take this. This is 2018 paper. Okay, va? Uma?
Okay, sir.
2019 అయిపోయింది, మెయిన్స్ అయిపోయింది, తర్వాత నీట్ అయిపోయింది.
Sir.
ఇప్పుడు 2018 నీట్ చెప్తా ఉన్నాను.
సరే సార్.
ఓకేవా?
Okay, sir.
రైట్ రా. Now it is like this. Here what is the oxidation state of nitrogen? This will be X.
5.
X minus 6 here plus 1 is equal
Plus
to
5.
0.
5, sir.
X is equal to plus 5 ra. Now here X plus 4 minus 1 is equal to 0
3,
ra.
sir.
Minus
X is
Minus
equal to
3.
minus 3 ra. Okay. Here N2 ra
0.
0. Here it is
Plus
X minus 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to plus 2 ra.
plus 2.
Means I can write the order HNO3 is greater than NO is greater than N2
N2
is greater
and
than NH4Cl. Even if you look at the options, you can see HNO3 comma NO comma N2 comma NH4Cl we can take. Now look at this where it is available. Just have a look on it. HNO3, then NO2, then N2, then HCl. Where this option is available, Ra?
Third ones.
Very good. It is available in third option. Okay. Then let us go with second one. Which one of the, read the second question, Ra.
Which one of the following elements is unable to form MF6 3- ion?
Very good. Which one of the following is unable to form MF6 3- ion? Any idea is there regarding this? Which one is unable to form MF6 3- ion? Any idea is there? Right. Any idea to anyone? Say yes or no.
Indium, sir.
Hey, what Ra Purnima? You only said yesterday correctly. Again, you are
Boron.
coming. Very good. Excellent, Ra. Boron is the right
Yes, sir.
answer. See, here they are telling like MF6 3- means here the coordination number is 6. But boron, if you take the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p1 we can take, but here there is no availability of 2d. It cannot expand. It cannot expand its covalency. It's a covalency beyond 4 due to the non-availability of d orbitals. Due to non-availability of d orbitals, it cannot form. Okay, that is the reason boron it can form. All other members this is possible except boron. Yesterday we took one question like this, Purnima, SiF6 2 minus we took, and SiCl6 2 minus, which is not going to exist. SiCl6 2 minus,
Yes, sir.
because it cannot accommodate. But even if you take SiCl4, here the hydrolysis is possible. But if you take CCl4, here there is
Hydrolysis is not
no
possible.
hydrolysis. Here also we can tell the same
No.
reason, non-availability of d orbitals, because the carbon configuration we can write like 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. The total valency electrons are how many? The 4 valency electrons we can take. The 4 valency electrons we can take. Got it what I'm telling here?
Yes, sir.
Right, right. Now come to the next question. That is this particular one. What is this actually? Read this question, anyone?
Considering Ellingham diagram, which of the following metal can be used to reduce aluminium?
Yes, which one can be used to reduce aluminum? Ellingham diagram idea is there? Maybe suddenly we don't remember Ellingham diagram, but the metal which is more reactive than aluminum can reduce the alumina, correct? Alumina is nothing but Al2O3, but here if you see the reactivity series, the magnesium is in the top because of high reactivity.
High reactivity, yes,
That
sir.
is the reason straight away I go with magnesium. The magnesium is more reactive than aluminum. That is the reason it can reduce the alumina. It can reduce the alumina. Okay, getting what I'm speaking here? Any doubt is there regarding this? Doubt irka ilya?
No,
Sorry.
sir.
Right. See, the magnesium plus Al2O3 you can write, which can reduce the aluminum from alumina. Then option 1 you can select. Now come to this, the correct order of atomic radii in group 13 elements. The correct order of atomic radii in group 13 elements. First, I take this particular group, that is 13th group. See, this is the second question from 13th group, 2018. I'm telling boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, and thallium.
Radium.
Generally, down the group, what we expect?
Atomic size increase.
Increases. But if you take aluminium and gallium, which one is higher? Aluminium will be higher when compared to gallium we can take. Then this one, if you look at the electronic configuration of boron, you can write 1s2, 2s2, 2p1 you can take. Aluminium 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1. But if you take gallium, right, here what happens? Neon is over. Then here I can take argon 3d10, 4s2, 4p1 I can write. If you see these d electrons are going to show
Poor shielding effect.
more shielding effect. That time what happens? It will try to attract the electron from the fourth shell. Automatically the size will reduce. That is the reason the gallium will be showing lesser atomic radius than aluminium. and indium and thallium as usual increases, then I can write the order boron less than gallium, less than aluminum, less than indium, less than thallium. I can take boron, gallium, aluminum, indium, thallium we can take. Right, where this option is available, look at that. Even this particular one I pronounced while teaching groups also: boron, gallium, aluminum, indium,
Option
and
4.
thallium we can take. Okay, got it. Even you can see these values. I said you to note down all these points when I was taking P block. Especially all groups, I specified what and all required. I specified what and all required for us. Okay, now come to the next one. Right, got it. See, sometimes we feel that it is not it is that easy, but sometimes it is difficult only. What is the first statement here? See this first statement. Read one by one. One fellow, you take one statement.
Which of the following statement is not true for halogens? First
Yes.
one, all but fluorine show positive oxidation state.
All but fluorine shows
Positive
positive.
oxidation state.
Everything will show positive oxidation state, not only fluorine, chlorine,
Yes,
bromine,
sir.
iodine. That itself wrong statement.
Option 10 is not correct.
The next
All
one.
are oxidizing agents. Second
Yes,
one.
all are oxidizing agents, because if you take the oxidizing nature of 17th groups, F2 greater than Cl2 greater than Br2 greater than I2 we can take. Right, that also okay. Then second one, all forms monobasic oxo acids. Yes, that also true. Okay, if you see the oxo acids, if you take HOCl, that is hypochlorous acid, HClO2 chlorous acid, HClO3 chloric acid, and HClO4 perchloric acid. All the cases, the H plus will go out of from this. It is a monobasic acid. Not only this, everywhere it is giving a mono basic acid only. Right, that also right. Then the final statement, chlorine has highest electron gain enthalpy. True. If you take chlorine and fluorine, if you take fluorine and chlorine, chlorine will be having high electron gain enthalpy or high electron affinity, but even here we can expect high electronegativity, but electron gain enthalpy is less for fluorine because of low bond dissociation enthalpy. Low bond dissociation enthalpy. The other factor for this is small size we can take. Small size and non-availability of d orbitals we can consider. Non-availability of d orbitals we can consider here. Okay. Then option 1 is our correct answer. Is it okay? Now
Yes,
come to the
yes.
next one. Right. Then the next question, read Rauma.
In the structure of ClFe3, the number of lone pair of the electrons on central atom Cl is
Right. ClF3, if you take generally, if you take ClF3, see all inorganic questions only. P block only they are asking. ClF3 is given. If I use hybridization formulae, the hybridization is equal to half into V plus M minus C plus A we can take. Here we can take 1 by 2. The valency electrons 7. The number of monovalent atoms 3. No cation, no anion. That is 10 by 2. It is coming like 5 here. 5 means what hybridization?
sp3.
sp3d hybridization. When sp3d hybridization is there, we can consider a trigonal bipyramidal geometry we can consider. But here, if you take this particular one, we can expect a ClF3 structure, that is ClF3, where we can see a two lone pairs like this. What shape are here? It is a T-shaped molecule because of lone pairs. If bond pairs only there, we can expect a trigonal bipyramidal. Because of lone pairs, it is changing from trigonal bipyramidal to T shape we can take. And how many lone pairs are available? Two lone pairs are available. And one more condition here. It is an example of interhalogen compounds. It is an example of interhalogen compound because it is forming between two different halogen atoms. The central one will be higher atomic number and the attached one will be low atomic number we can take. Low atomic number we can take. Okay, higher atomic number and low atomic number we can take. ClF3 T-shaped molecule interhalogen compounds. If I take F2 and interhalogens, which one is more reactive? The interhalogen compounds are more reactive because between F and F we can see similar electronegativity, but in case of ClF3 the electronegativity difference will be there automatically. Easily it can split. Easily it can split. That is why it is more reactive. See, when we take one statement from inorganic, we can expand like anything. That way only questions are coming in the final exams. That is why be clear with these concepts again and again. Revise the textbook. That only the best weapon for us. Right, how many lone pairs are there here? Two lone pairs are there. Now come to this particular one. Identify the major product P, Q and R in the following sequence of reaction. What is this actually? Benzene reacts with propyl chloride. What type of reaction is this?
Friedel-Crafts isolation.
Very good. Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Now for that I'll be taking the equation. That particular one, benzene, when it reacts with benzene, when it reacts with CH3, CH2, CH2Cl will be taking. This is Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. Here this part will be the electrophile. Generally will be taking like this. Propyl benzene will be taking. Propyl benzene will be taking. But instead of propyl benzene, we are going to take isopropyl benzene. What we are going to take? Isopropyl benzene. Why we are taking isopropyl benzene here? If you take propyl benzene, it is a primary compound. If you take here, it is a tertiary carbon. The tertiary carbons are more stable when compared to primary. That is why we are going with this. Okay, va? Understood this particular one? As Kavya said, carbocation stability. Here also I am going primary and said tertiary. Which carbocation is more stable? The tertiary is more stable. This is the P product. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then this P on reaction with the O2, it seems H2O, it gives Q and R. What is Q and R they are telling? See, when this particular one is reacting with oxidation, this one we can call it as isopropyl benzene. Isopropyl benzene. This isopropyl benzene we call it as cumin. This one, it is going to form a cumin hydroperoxide, that is CH3 we can take, CH3 we can take, OOH we can take. This on hydrolysis it gives phenol. It gives phenol plus CH3, C double bond O CH3. This is Q and this will be R. This one, this complete thing you consider as one product, and OH attached to this benzene ring, you'll be getting phenol and acetone. It is a commercial method of preparing a phenol. Right here, P will be isopropyl benzene, which is cumin, Q will be phenol, and R will be acetone. Where this is available? Now, if you look at the question in options where it is available, option 4, you can see the phenol and acetone. See, sometimes we feel that, not only sometimes, many times we feel that byproducts are not important, but here they considered in the question the byproduct also. The byproduct also they considered in the question. That is why we also considered here. Okay,
Yes, sir.
right.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
which of the following can form a Zwitter ion? What is the meaning of this Zwitter ion?
Glycine, sir.
Very good. Glycine, it will form Zwitter ion. Huh? Yes. Why the glycine will form Zwitter ion?
It has amine group as well as
Carboxylic.
carboxylic group.
Excellent, excellent. Means glycine, we can see both amine group as well as carboxylic acid group. And one more specificity is there for glycine. What is the specificity? It is optically
Inactive.
very good.
Notice.
Optically inactive. That is the reason. First, we'll see the glycine first. Glycine we take. The glycine means we can take the amino acids like this, NH2, then COO minus COOH, then here H, and here R. Here this R also equal to H only in case of glycine, then only it is optically inactive. Very good. Now here there is a migration of H plus from acid to base, because in amine on nitrogen we have lone pair of electrons. It is going to form a Zwitter ion, that is COO minus, then NH3 plus H we can call, that is a dipolar ion or Zwitter ion we can call. Dipolar ion, or we can also call it as Zwitter ion we can take. Okay, why not other options? That we have a look once, then we'll come to know what exactly it is. Okay. Now, benzoic acid formula is what? I can take benzoic acid formula is C6H5 COOH. There is no formation of Zwitter ions. It can form the carboxylate ion, right? That is okay. Then the other one is given as aniline. Aniline, I can write the structure will be like this. That is NH2. It is only basic we can call. Aniline is basic we can call. Then next one is what? They took acetonylide. They took acetonylide. What is this acetonylide? This acetonylide I can take like NH C double bond O CH3, means we can write N-phenyl ethanamide. We can consider like N-phenyl ethanamide we can take. Here also there is no Zwitter ion formation. That is why straight away we are going with glycine. All amino acids are L amino acids. All amino acids are L amino acids also we can consider. Shantala, it is okay, what you are explaining here? Shantala? Smita?
Yes, sir.
Right. Shantala is not responding. Now come to this particular one. What is that? Read that statements one by one. Shantala, Smita, you read statements. What? Read the question first.
Regarding cross-linked or net.
Regarding
Statement is incorrect.
regarding cross-linked polymers, the incorrect statement. Right. Uma, you read the sentence.
So sound is breaking, sir.
Huh?
Sound breaking.
From my side, no breaking. Check this. I opened all windows, everything here. Now we check. Okay, wa? Kavya,
Yes, sir.
now voice is clear.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Uma, read the statements.
Okay, sir. Examples are bakelite
And
sir,
melamine.
Melamine.
and
Right.
melamine, sir.
Okay.
Second one, they are formed from the bi and tri-functional monomers, sir.
Okay.
Third one, they contain the covalent bonds between the various linear polymer chains, sir.
Yes.
Fourth one, they contain the strong covalent bonds in their polymer chains, sir.
No. Actually, bakelite and melamine both are cross-linked polymers only. That is correct. These are formed from bi or trifunctional monomers. That also correct.
Correct, sir. Option
And
4 is
they contain strong covalent bonds or covalent bonds between various linear polymer chains,
yes,
but
sir.
not in their polymer chains.
Yes, sir.
Not in their polymer chains. That is why we are going with the
Option 4 is wrong.
option 4. Very good. Very, very good. Very nice. Right. Now look at this question. Read this one. Read Anupama. Sorry, Purnima.
Nitration of aniline is strong acid in a strong acidic medium also give M-nitroaniline because
Yes.
option
Why
1
it is right.
option 1 in absence of substituted nitro groups always goes to M position meta position. Option 2 in electrophilic substitution reaction amino acid is meta derivative.
Amino group is
Option 3 in spite of substituents nitro group always go to only M position.
okay.
Option 4 in acidic strong medium alkyl aniline is present as aniline ion.
Yes. Which one is correct here? No idea. Correct?
Yes, sir.
See.
It's a
Tell me. Which one? Which one, Ra? Kavya, any idea regarding this?
Second answer.
No.
electrophilic
See, right. We'll see that. Now we can see a resonance of ammonia aniline. Resonance of aniline. Whether it is a ortho para directing group or meta directing group.
it's a
It is a highly
highly
activating group.
ortho and para.
Very good. When it is highly activating group, we can expect ortho and para product here. Ortho and para product here. Right. But if you use same aniline for nitration, by using HNO3 and H2SO4. HNO3 and H2SO4, it gives products as, first one is NH2 NO2. This is p nitroaniline, and here we can write.
So screen is not.
Okay, it will come. Sometimes when I write on that screen sharing also, it will be coming like this only.
Yes, sir.
Right, I can write like NH2 NO2 here. Only in the complete syllabus, here only we are expecting a meta directing. That is because of aniline, when it reacts with hydrogen, it is going to form anilinium ion, that is NH3 plus, which is meta directing. The same sentence you can see in the inside textbook also. That is the reason I am going with the option 4. In strong acidic medium, aniline present as anilinium ion. That is why we can expect meta product. My request to Kavya is electrophilic substitution reactions only for aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids alone meta directing. Tilra.
Sound is breaking, sir.
For everyone it is breaking, huh?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Right. Maybe some technical issue, here what I am trying to say is electrophilic substitution reaction is given here, Kavya. In our complete syllabus, even if you take haloarenes, phenols, and aromatic ethers, all the places it is ortho-para directing only. Even if you take amines, except nitration, there alone we can see meta. Other than that, aldehydes, ketones, and the carboxylic acids, we can see meta directing. Here in aniline, the meta directing is because of what? Due to the anilinium ion presence. That alone you remember. That only I am going to say. Okay. Right. Now, you see here. Read this question, Kavya.
The difference between amylose and amylopectin is.
Right. What is the difference between amylose and amylopectin? Did you hear any difference in while studying polymers or biomolecules?
Amylopectin have 1,4 alpha linkage and 1,6 beta linkage.
Third option, sir.
Alpha
Third
linkage.
option.
Yes, sir. 1,6 alpha linkage.
Which one? Right. Amylopectin they asked, not amylose.
Yes.
Right. See, amylose, what we can say? Amylose
1,4
we can
alpha.
see 1,4 alpha linkage between what? C1 of alpha D glucose and C4 of another alpha D glucose. Then amylopectin, you can see the linear chain between C1 of alpha D glucose and C4 of alpha D glucose, and the branching we can see C1 of alpha D glucose and C6 of alpha D glucose we can take. Okay, this
Yes.
type of questions is coming. I'll be very happy because easy to write. Right, now you see this one, who will solve and who will tell the answer? Uma, read the question, Ra.
Okay, sir. A mixture of 2.3 gram formic acid and 4.5 gram oxalic acid is treated with a concentrated H2SO4. The evolved gases mixture is passed through the potassium hydroxide pellets. Weight in gram of the remaining product at STP will be.
Right, excellent question, Ra, which I liked it too much, because this type of questions only decides our rank. That is why I like this type of questions. Okay, now we take the data. Somebody is missing from the group. Shantala is missing. Okay, now come to this. We take the combustion reaction, the reactions first. HCOOH. What is this? Formic acid. When it reacts with concentrated H2SO4, that is dehydrating agent, it gives CO and H2O. It gives CO and H2O. And 2 days back, when I took this equation with the oxalic acid, that is COOH bond COOH, when it is reacting with the concentrated H2SO4, it is giving CO plus CO2 plus H2O we can take, right? Now, the mass of this formic acid is given as 2.3 grams. That I'll be converting into moles, 2.3 grams. Here mass of carbon 12, oxygen 32 plus 2, 34 plus 12, 46. Even here it is 4.5 by 90 we have taken. This one I'll be taking like 120 mole, 1 by 20 mole. And here also I can take 1 by 20 mole. 4.5 grams or 1 by 20 mole we can take. Even in the products also, the gases I am taking 1 by 20 mole and 1 by 20 mole and 1 by 20 mole we can take. That is 0.05. That's all. Now, here what they are asking is, after forming this, the concentration H2SO4 function is what here? The dehydrating agent. What is the function of this? Dehydrating agent. Here, what I am telling is, when we pass KOH through these gases, no need of this H2O, H2O, because nothing is there with respect to H2O and H2O. When we pass these gases through KOH, it is going to absorb only CO2, thereby it is going to form potassium hydrogen carbonate. This particular one we studied in quantitative analysis of organic compounds for carbon and hydrogen. Okay, now total number of moles, how many here? 1 by 20 plus 1 by 20 is equal to how much? 2 by 20. 2 by 20 of what actually? CO we are taking. Then CO weight is
20.
Here this 0, this one will get cancelled.
2.8.
2.8 grams. See, this question looks easy, but this one I said very peculiarly while teaching 17th group. 16th group time I took this question. It gives CO plus CO2 plus H2O we can take. It will be coming like 2.8 grams we can take. Let us see where this 2.8 grams is available, that we will see, right? 2.8 grams irka? Here it is available, 2.8 gram. Now come to the next question. What is the next question? Kavya?
Which of the following oxides is most acidic in nature?
Right. Which of the following is most acidic in nature? But when we take second group elements, alkaline earth metals, what we can see actually in alkaline earth metals? Basic character, acidic character?
Basics.
Basic character. Right. Very good. Now I go with beryllium oxide. The second one is magnesium oxide. The third one is calcium oxide. Strontium oxide is not given. Then barium oxide. Down the group, what happens, Ra?
Basic character increases.
Right, basicity increases. Basicity increases. Wait 1 minute. I'll be taking beryllium oxide, magnesium oxide, calcium oxide, and then strontium is not given, barium oxide. Down the group, the basic character increases, then acidic character increases is like this only. Acidic character increases means like this only we can take. It means which one we can select?
Beryllium.
Beryllium oxide. Generally beryllium oxide nature is what?
Amphotericity.
Very good. Beryllium oxide, beryllium hydroxide. What about beryllium hydroxide? Beryllium hydroxide also going to show amphoteric behavior. Not only oxides and hydroxides also going to show. Right. This way we are going to decide the answer. Clear about this? Right. Now this, see this one, 14th one. One of you read the question. Uma Chadura.
Okay, sir. Which oxide of nitrogen is not a common pollutant introduced into the atmosphere both due to natural and human activity?
Right. Which one we can take? It is a direct question. That is
Option 3, sir.
N2O5. Very good. Very,
See,
very
sir.
good. Very good. Correct. N2O5. Then see the next question. Purnima, read.
The compound A on treatment with Na gives B,
Wait.
and with PCl5 gives C. B and C reacts together to give diethyl ether. A, B, C are in order of.
Okay. First, I'll be taking the question. Compound A, that is, I'm going to take alcohol, that is ethanol. When it reacts with sodium, it gives what? Sodium ethoxide.
Hypoxide.
Sodium ethoxide.
Ethoxide.
Generally, we are telling alkoxide. I am telling sodium ethoxide plus half H2 we are taking. The same C2H5OH, which on reaction with PCl5,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
PCl5, you can get like C2H5Cl plus POCl3 plus HCl we can take. Now you consider this as A, then this as B. The C2H5Cl plus C2H5ONA. What is the name of reaction? C2H5OC2H5 plus NaCl we can take. What is the name of the reaction? Williamson synthesis for the preparation of
Ethers.
both
Ether.
symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical ethers. Symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical ethers. Now A will be this one, B will be this one, C will be diethyl ether. Let us see that where it is available. But the Kavya's understanding is very nice, that I can say C2H5OH, C2H5ONA and C2H5Cl. Option 4.
Yes.
Yes, we can take that. Now come to the next question. That is 16th one. What we can take here, C7H8 means what is the compound? It gives A, it seems. It's on treatment with the chlorine, it gives A. Then which on reacting with the bromine, it gives B. Then which on reacting with the C, it gives C. What is C here? Now directly we take this question. Right, with this we'll close this today's session also. Okay, till Saturday what classes this one?
Yes, sir.
They said
Yes, sir.
what they said?
సాటర్డే అన్ని క్లాసులు అయిపోతాయంట సార్. సో కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఇచ్చి వినండి అని పెట్టారు సార్ మెసేజ్.
Okay, okay. See, this is methyl benzene. This methyl benzene, which on reaction with the chlorine, it gives CCl3. It will come like this. Then here it is CCl3. Because here it is not a substitution. They did not mention any catalyst here. Then even this CCl3 in the presence of Br2 and Fe, this is electrophilic substitution. This we can consider like this, that is CCl3. Then what directing? Like this we can take meta directing. This is B and this is A, which on reaction with zinc and HCl, what happens? This one will go like CH3 again, that is CH3. Then bromine we can take. What is the name of this one? See, M bromo.
Bromotel.
Very good. M bromo. There are option 3.
Option 3.
Okay. Tomorrow also I will continue this paper.